What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Alex. At a current location. I'm at the park. I'm just trying to show you guys where I be at. I changed up the location because for my anime fans, I have to change up the location. I can't always be inside the house or in the backyard. If you don't believe that I'm at the park, let me show you. There's the tennis court. This is in the neighborhood. This is trees. I'm trying to give you guys a nice little insight of where I be at on location. It makes the videos more interesting than just being inside the house or in the backyard boring you men and women to death with the same old usual. Try to change it up, be unpredictable, be very creative, at least try. Today's YouTube video is going to be another anime video because it's been a while since I've done some anime videos, and this is for the die-hard Dragon Ball Z fans. This is going to consist of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and I know some people hate Dragon Ball GT, but there'll be some mention of GT. This is July, celebrating anime history, because normally we would have the anime convention, so I'm doing it in celebration of it. And I am wearing another Dragon Ball Super shirt of Goku being Ultra Instinct, so maybe after the video presentation, if we have some time, I'll show you, or maybe in the next video. Alright, it's going to be called Sex Game, the Top 10 Anime Best Fights, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball GT. Now some people might say, how come not Dragon Ball? It's going to be a little bit more different with the Dragon Ball if I had to make that into a video. Let's see how this one turns out. Alright, coming in at number 10 is Goku Super Saiyan 4 versus Baby from Dragon Ball GT. Now, Super Saiyan 4 at that time was the most strongest and most powerful transformation in Saiyan existence. It was way more stronger than Super Saiyan 1 and 2, more powerful than Super Saiyan 3. Just the idea that Goku got his tail back and became the hybrid of Saiyan and became Super Saiyan 4 was a badass transformation. He had the yellow glowy eyes, the red red force field. He had the red fur. He was buff. He was mature, and it added a supernatural feel to his transformation, where Super Saiyan 1 was like a halo effect, Super Saiyan 2 was like an aggressive halo effect, and Super Saiyan 3 was like, it was on the verge of becoming a primal transformation. That's how I would describe Super Saiyan 3. It was on the verge of becoming a primal transformation. Super Saiyan 4 got as primal as it can get. I mean, Goku was bigger, stronger, faster, and he held his own in the fight with Baby. And at the time, people only wanted to watch Dragon Ball GT because Goku had a Super Saiyan 4 transformation. It was badass. People were collecting the comic books, the action figures, the posters. It was one of the best highlights of the anime. It was supposed to be a continuation of Dragon Ball Z, where it's 10 years later, and Goku trained with U.Gouk in the holobatical time chamber. So for the Kamehameha to be 10 times more powerful than it was in Dragon Ball Z was badass. Like, Super Saiyan 4 still had a lot of powers. And Super Saiyan 4, even though it's 10 or 13 or 14 years later, people say it's still one of the most badass transformations in history, because people compare the power of Super Saiyan 4 to Super Saiyan God, and then people look at the similarities between Super Saiyan 4 and Ultra Instinct. Both are very primitive transformations. Both can hold their own in a fight. That's why you see people make fan fiction art of Super Saiyan 4 Goku fight Super Saiyan God, and then Super Saiyan Blue, and then draw huge comparisons between Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Ultra Instinct Goku. Because you look at the eyes, when you look at Goku's eyes as Super Saiyan 4, you're going to have a fight, and you're going to be fighting for hours. When you watch Ultra Instinct, you're in trouble. Both transformations give out primal screams, and what's interesting is that his hair's black. and it draws huge comparisons to Ultra Instinct. To me, when you look at Dragon Ball GT, just in GT, Super Saiyan 4 probably would have been considered what Ultra Instinct would have been in Dragon Ball GT, because his power was going off the charts. Like, Super Saiyan 4 surpassed that of Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3. And you would have to have an equal level of power or higher to surpass it. Now, was it Goku's most powerful transformation? No, because Goku discovered that there was a level beyond Super Saiyan 4. And of course, a manga would have Goku go Super Saiyan God 4 or Super Saiyan Blue 4, which is even more badass for that transformation. And you can see this transformation has made its way into Dragon Ball Super, because people are saying the idea of Ultra Instinct, you know, the inspiration did come from Super Saiyan 4, and then there's Broly's transformation. So in a way, you are seeing different versions of Super Saiyan 4 make its way into actual anime. Coming in at number 9 is Future Trunks versus Frieza. Now, from the time Future Trunks showed up, it was badass and it was epic. Nobody had ever seen a character with a badass samurai sword, leather jacket, with a bowl cut, and a time machine, and then come 20 years into the past to take on Cyber Frieza. And the fact that Frieza thought he was a joke, not a challenge. And then the minute he transformed into a Super Saiyan and smiled at Frieza and said whatever it is that he said, Frieza got mad. And the fact that Trunks took out King Kong and Frieza in such a short span, we got to see the full range of what a Super Saiyan transformation is actually capable of. And the fact that Trunks took the principles of a samurai, it was like this is the first anime character to have his own identity, his own philosophy, his own principles, and the way that he displayed power and strength. And what made it badass is that this Super Saiyan was only 20 years old, and he did something that Goku and Vegeta have not done, transform into a Super Saiyan at a young age. Of course, we learned that when we watched the anime, The History of Trunks, which was like a prequel, and then it kicked off the Trunks saga. And then for him to show up in the androids, then for him to fight Cell, and then for him to defeat the androids, and to pop up in some movies. And you see why Trunks has come back in Dragon Ball Super, because of the popularity of his character. A lot of people like Trunks, and they made him go Super Saiyan Rage. Now, to me, I would have felt that they should have kept Trunks around, because there would have been opportunity to see what would have happened if he fought in the Power of Tournament. Like, how much more stronger and how much more powerful Future Trunks would have got in this transformation. Because this was a badass transformation. You know, his sword grew. I'm like, oh shit, Trunks' sword is growing? What the hell's going on? You know, and then his eyes turned white. And it's like, his transformation was so badass that they made it more badass by giving him a boost in power. But Trunks fighting Frieza and defeating him in his opening debut in Dragon Ball Z was badass. Like, they really put their heart and soul into this character. The way they did the commercials and the trailers, where they would have the lights flashing back and you would have the theme song on. Trunks, Trunks. And he just looked all serious. It's like you knew that if you fuck with him, you was gonna get it. And that transformation's epic, where Frieza hits him with an energy blast, and he just stands there unfazed. It was like the most badass moment in Dragon Ball Z history. We'll always remember Future Trunks versus Frieza. Coming in at number 8 is Piccolo versus 17. Now, there are a lot of badass moments in Dragon Ball Z history when Piccolo was fighting. There's Piccolo versus Frieza, there's Piccolo versus Cell, but one of the most badass moments in Dragon Ball history and anime history is Piccolo fusing with Kami and then having his second best fight against 17. That was by far the most competitive fight, because this was a period where people were tired of seeing Goku and Goku and Vegeta always in the spotlight, and Piccolo again got to shine. Like, when they say Super Namek, we got to see what his character is defined. Like, Piccolo was giving 17 the business. They had the same power level, the same level of strength and power, and the fact that they fought and then they teamed up to take on Cell was even more of a badass moment. Unfortunately, you knew Piccolo was going to lose to Cell ultimately in a rematch, and that was as far as his moment went. But in that moment, you believed that Piccolo could be the one to save the world from Cell. Coming in number 7 is Android 18 versus Vegeta. Now, this video wouldn't be completed if I didn't put no female on here. Everybody likes Android 18. In fact, there was a light-skinned black girl that actually does remind me of Android 18 when I went to high school at Westchester High School, because she would wear the same exact clothes as the anime character, and guys were crushing on her because she looked like an anime character. At that time, she didn't understand what they were so happy about until somebody showed her the anime, and she started laughing because they were comparing her serious attitude to Android 18. Now, Vegeta got his arm broken because he was cocky, and this showed the weakness of the transformation, where Goku and Vegeta show, where Goku and Future Trunks, where Goku and Future Trunks show the strength of Super Saiyan, Vegeta showed the strength, but also the weaknesses and the transformation of Super Saiyan. And it's like when Android 18 fought Vegeta, he got exposed in combat. And you could see Vegeta scream because he met his match. And for an android to beat a Super Saiyan, it was a shock, because Frieza couldn't beat a Super Saiyan. Android 19 and 20 couldn't beat a Super Saiyan. And here's this woman that's cybernetic, and she beats Vegeta, but more importantly, she beats a Super Saiyan. And fans were outraged when the Prince of All Saiyans failed to Android 18. Like, to compare yourself to Goku and surpass Goku in power and strength at Super Saiyan, and then you get beat by Android 18, is like a blow to Vegeta's ego. The one thing in the series that should have happened that never happened was we never got a rematch between Vegeta and Android 18. Of course, we all know that when he became an ascended Super Saiyan, he probably would have beaten Android 18 without much effort. But we'll never forget that she broke his arm, and the fact that he had to learn how to accept being beat, it's not exactly something that people will get over with. Alright, coming in at number 6 is Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta versus fully powered Super Saiyan Broly. Now, this is from the movie Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, both transformations are badass. For years, fans wanted to see what would happen if Goku and Vegeta fuse into Gogeta from Dragon Ball Z's movie Fusion Reborn, because everyone complained that the fight was too easy against Janemba. He beat Janemba too easily. It was no challenge. And when he fought Broly, he had a challenge. It wasn't just a one-shot energy blast. It was, he had to fight him for at least 25 minutes. And the fusion was almost over. And the fact that he powered up a powerful Big Bang Kamehameha or Final Kamehameha was so badass and epic that we were getting the chance to see the full range of that attack. Where they messed up in Dragon Ball GT and Fusion Reborn, they made up for it in this movie. We got to see Gogeta be able to transcend power and strength. So on a scale from 1 to 10, you can probably say his power is probably a 7 or an 8 out of 10, because he could rival someone like Bill's God of Destruction. I mean, his strength and power is right there with, I apologize, fire truck. Can't do nothing about the noise of a fire truck. But from a scale from 1 to 10, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, his power level from a scale from 1 to 10, it's like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. it's like right on the same level as Vegito, and probably could rival that of Bills if they allowed fusion in a tournament. On the other hand, Broly's power is in another dimension. His power is in another class all by itself. The fact that he went to 2 transformations in the movie in such a short period is an incredible feat that's never been matched. Characters like Goku, Vegeta have never and ever been able to do that. The only character to go to 2 transformations in a short period of time was Gohan in the Cell saga, where Gohan went Super Saiyan and then he discovered Super Saiyan 2 by accident. Broly's transformations are like a callback to that. And then the fact that his power and his strength can rival Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and that fusion was required, shows just how strong and powerful Super Saiyan full-powered Broly is. Alright, coming in at number 5 is Vegeta Vs Cell. Now, I would probably say in the beginning, Vegeta's dominance was solidified. Cell couldn't touch him when he was in his second transformation. Even when he became Perfect Cell, it was still a competitive fight. Now, this became one of the best Dragon Ball Z moments. If you're a Vegeta fan, this is where Vegeta truly outshined all the characters, because it showed that Vegeta could handle someone that's just like Frieza. He could fight someone that was more powerful and more stronger than Frieza, and Vegeta was able to match Cell until Cell outsmarted him. And when it was revealed that Cell was playing around, Cell wasn't trying to go to his maximum and outsmarted Vegeta, this again showed that the Ascended transformation had strengths, but it also had weaknesses. But this became Vegeta's transformation, because when other characters try to use the Ascended Super Saiyan form, they're out of place. Like, you notice Goku used it once, and then Goku just goes back to the old school Super Saiyan transformation. Same thing with Future Trunks. He used the Ascended Super Saiyan form, but didn't realize it had a weakness. So every now and then in the series, we see Vegeta go to that form. On the other hand, Cell's brilliance and outsmarting people in the fight revealed what happens when you're in a rush to fight someone. Alright, coming in at number 4 is Goku Vs Frieza. Now, this is by far one of the most classic fights. When we say Goku Vs Frieza, people always ask which one. Are we talking about Revival of F, when Goku fought Frieza in the future timeline, or when he fought him on Namek? I'm going to be making a reference to the very first time they fought each other on Namek. That fight was so badass and so epic that it took almost 10, maybe 20 episodes to see if Goku can actually beat Frieza. This was the first time in Dragon Ball Z that he fought a real, true villain that wasn't just going to test his strength and his power, but was going to push Goku beyond his limits. And him transforming into a Super Saiyan, and him being able to surpass Frieza in power, strength, speed, and agility, and Frieza being desperate, going to 100%, and still not being able to beat Goku, was like one of the greatest moments, because you got to see Goku's full potential, not just as a martial artist, but as a Super Saiyan. And when we finally got to see him transform Super Saiyan, the transformation was so badass that they had to give it its own theme song. And every day when people think about the best fights, you think of Goku versus Frieza, because it's a callback. Revival of F brought us back to when Goku fought Frieza and the Frieza saga. And it was so epic because no one could beat Frieza. Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, Vegeta, no one could beat Frieza, and here comes Goku, fresh out of the radiation chamber and ready to fight him. And the fact that they were able to make the connection between Goku and Bardock just made it apparent. Like when Frieza sees that this is the offspring of Bardock, and to understand why Frieza did not want none of the Saiyans to evolve goes to show you why this transformation is so important. Now, it's unfortunate that in Super, the transformation doesn't have as much significance as it did in Dragon Ball Z. And Frieza was one of the best villains in Dragon Ball Z. So to me, you can't never say Super Saiyan 1 without mentioning the best fight, Goku versus Frieza. Coming in at number 3 is Goku Super Saiyan God versus Bills. Now, in Dragon Ball Battle of Gods, we didn't think that anyone can go beyond the power of what was intended. And all of a sudden, we see Goku get into a circle and reach this new power that he never thought he could achieve. And to go against Bills and then to have to fight him, and because Goku took the combined power of everyone, this to me was a callback to Dragon Ball GT when Super Saiyan 4 Goku said he needed more power to defeat Baby in the Azaro form. And people immediately said that when they saw this in Battle of Gods, it was like a reminder of Dragon Ball GT, and you can see why they compare the transformations. Now, Goku did fight, and his power was able to kind of be on the same level as Bills, until it was revealed that Bills wasn't even using his maximum power. And the fact that everyone tried to fight Bills. Goku tried at all 3 transformations, got beat. Vegeta got the closest, and Goku's in his God form couldn't even really beat Bills, and it was stated even if he went 100%, he would probably still lose. I believe Bills would still hold back even if Goku went 100%. And Goku took punishment in that form, and we kind of almost saw Goku tap into Ultra Instinct in that fight, because at the end, Bills stated, what was that power? And Goku said, I didn't know. So that was kind of like a tease that had Goku had trained with this form, who knows what could have happened in those movies. Alright, coming in at number 2 is Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell and Super Perfect Cell. Now, this is by far one of the best moments because it's not Goku that's the main character, it's not Vegeta, it's not Piccolo, it's Gohan. And Gohan did what no one else could do. Like, when it came to fighting Frieza, that was Goku's moment. Vegeta had a moment, Trunks had moments, Piccolo's had moments, but when it came to fighting Cell, this was Gohan's moment. And the fact that he got to beat Cell and go to Super Saiyan 2, it was like Gohan had did 2 things. Gone to Super Saiyan 2 and beat Cell, and then became the hero. And of course, anytime you talk about Super Saiyan 2, you always make a reference to Gohan. Before we say there's Goku and Vegeta that went to Super Saiyan 2, Gohan's transformation gets the most respect, most credit. Alright, coming in at number 1, Ultra Instinct Goku versus Jiren. Now, this is by far one of the best badass fights of Dragon Ball Super, because Goku going Super Saiyan 1, 2, or 3 wasn't going to stop Jiren. Goku went Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. It wasn't going to help him with the transformation. And when Goku went Ultra Instinct for the 3rd and final time and mastered the ability, it was like, what would have happened if this was Dragon Ball GT? What would have happened if it was Super Saiyan 4 Goku fighting Jiren? Of course, people will say Jiren will beat Super Saiyan 4 Goku 5 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times. But the fact that Goku went primal, like in Dragon Ball Super, Ultra Instinct to me is Super Saiyan 4 Goku all over again. Look at the eyes, look at the aggressiveness, the serious in Goku's face. No more laughing, no more jokes, no more playing around. You can see the look in his eyes, the primal scream, and the fact that he wasn't holding back. Like, most of the time when we see Goku fight people, he always holds back. With Jiren, you weren't seeing Goku hold back. And when he gave Jiren one of the most OG punches, it was like, oh shit, that's one of Bruce Lee's hits. That's something that Bruce Lee does. And when Goku gave it to Jiren, it was like Jiren couldn't even stand up to catch his own breath. And then to see Jiren have to use half, if not all of his maximum power, you can tell this was like one of the best moments in Dragon Ball Super. Now, it's unfortunate this form did not get to be in the Broly movie. Somebody did say in one of their reviews that he almost powered to Ultra Instinct again by accident. And it's the same thing with Battle of Gods. Battle of Gods and the Broly movie, Goku almost powered to Ultra Instinct. And the fact that people said that if he was Ultra Instinct against Super Saiyan full power Broly, it wouldn't be fair because he wouldn't even have a chance to even win the fight. Well, that remains to be seen. I do think that this transformation has a lot of limits to break, and we saw one of its weaknesses when Goku tried to exceed what we thought at the time is the maximum. So that's why this stands as #1. Now, this is only part 1 of the top 10, best anime fights in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball GT history. I'll make a part 2 at a later date. Until next time, peace.